Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. How's everybody doing? So we're back today. We're doing a analysis, reaction, commentary breakdown, if you will, of the trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Story Mode. So as you know, Modern Warfare is coming out this year. This is the Story Mode trailer, which has just been released very recently as we speak, just like an hour or so ago. So I want to go through and do a breakdown, review, reaction, analysis, sort of commentary on the trailer. For it. First thing I want to say, just because I did watch it, obviously, before starting this video, I just want to say, just tremendous trailer. I mean, look, people have been ragging on Activision and the Call of Duty and the Infinity Ward and all these people. They've been getting nothing but flack for like about 8 years or so now, because they've produced just consistently not games that people really want. I mean, commercially, statistically, the games are popular that they've made. That has to do more with the franchise and the demographics more so than games that are objectively good. I mean, you go back to I'd say like Modern Warfare 3, and then basically everything after that has not been very good. It just seems like around like 2012, after like that second Black Ops game, everything from like 2013, like Ghosts and so forth, to now has just not been very good. It's just, I mean, let me put it another way. This trailer, not necessarily this trailer, but this game, for which this is a trailer, related to the game, is for the story mode, of course. This is the game that for probably I don't want to say a decade, because, matter of fact, if you think about it, and I wonder if they planned this out or not, a decade ago, 10 years ago from right now, was when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out, 2009. As a matter of fact, I remember going and waiting in a line at Best Buy and getting, I got like the whole deluxe edition with the book and the whole, the whole thing I got. And I remember doing that, and now it's 10 years later, and Modern Warfare, they've gone back to the series, if you will, and they've kind of refreshed it. And I don't think refresh goes far enough. This is a real Call of Duty game. This is the game that people have been waiting. I don't want to say 10 years for, because that means that the implication is that nothing good has come since then, and that's not true. It's just that it's sort of like the nadir of the Call of Duty games was like 2013 Ghosts, and then kind of everything after that was pretty bad. And there were some good elements of some of the games, but they really haven't hit it out of the park with any one singular game until this one. Now, I know the game hasn't come out. I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, finally, they have made the game that everyone's been waiting for, all right? This is the game that we're about to take a look at. This game here, this Modern Warfare, from everything I can tell, from the trailers and the footages and everything, this is the game people have been asking for, okay? This game. So basically what this game is, and I don't want to say giddy, but just like thinking about what the game is, I get excited because, like I said, this is the game that people have wanted. None of this futuristic space nonsense, all right? None of this weird, none of that, all right? All the weird sci-fi, no one asked for that, okay? And, there's market trends, and they have to do certain things, and, from a business perspective, you got to understand as well, it takes several years to make these games, and so it's like they can't just kind of, like that, just snap of the fingers, flip of a switch, just produce this perfect game that everybody wants at that very moment. However, it's been like friggin' 8 years, all right, or whatever, 7 years, whatever. Okay, well, 6, yeah, well, maybe more like 7 years, call it 7 years, all right? And they just have not, I mean, it's like, if you ask people, you ask the fans of this game, what do you want? Oops, didn't mean to play that yet. Invariably, what people say is they want, something that goes back to the game's roots, like Call of Duty 4, not necessarily Call of Duty 5, because the World War II thing's kind of been worn out. But people want, just to go back to the roots, what makes the game fun, the Call of Duty 4, none of this weird turbo boost off of walls, Rocket Man, no one wants that, all right? Go back to the roots, present day, realistic, not realistic in the sense that, real, like that, what was that game that had, Kevin Spacey in it? Remember that one a few years ago? There was, Kevin Spacey was in the game, which totally wouldn't be appropriate today, given what we know now. That's like if you had, a Call of Duty game and put, Bill Cosby in the game. Just, no, okay? All these weird, fluky games, all right? Get rid of that. What people want is realism in the sense that, not these weird, Kevin Spacey film, actual battles, like things that are going on in the world, not necessarily like the like the social justice piece, which is we're going to see in the trailer. There's a little bit of that, but it doesn't seem like it's so much that everyone's going to go nuts, as tends to happen these days. But just something that's like you could put on the news and this could be going on. And realistically, what's going on in this game? And I was, I got to be honest, I was on the edge of my seat watching this trailer. I was like, yes, this is perfect. All right. Something that, it's not like, like a Hollywood, something that, conceivably is going on in the world, and here we are, and we're, not like, rocket boost into space and, fighting Kevin Spacey, like just something, just a regular, going back to just the brass tacks, what made this game popular, just the going back to its roots, just the regular, first-person shooter, realistic setting, the whole thing. That's kind of what people are looking for. And this game could not have delivered on that in any better of a way. And I mean, people have ranked on, Activision and Call of Duty, for so long, but you mean, the converse of that is you need to give them credit when they hit the ball out of the park. And from everything I can see, this is freaking amazing, this game. The graphics, the setting, the story, the characters, the fit, just everything about this is freaking amazing. Like, I love this. I mean, this is, people, like, there's that expression, like, give the fans, or give the people what they've been waiting for, give the fans what they want, all that stuff. This is that, okay? You can't complain about this. This is freaking amazing, all right? Because they're going, this is, because people talk about, we want, like I said, like, all those things in a game, and then they go out and give you, like, some, like, you're, like, shooting lasers out of, like, some weird thing no one wants, like, and they keep, it's like, who's coming up with this stuff? And finally, they listen to people. This is the game that people want. I feel like Jerry Seinfeld, like, yeah, this is what we want. That's my terrible Jerry. It's just yelling. So anyways, we're gonna go and go through the story mode trailer here. It's not like that crap last year with no story mode. Like, that's another one where it's like, what are they even doing with these games? You know what I mean? And so finally, and the other thing too, it's Infinity Ward, which I think makes the best Call of Duty games, in my opinion. Not the Treyarch and the other companies. I mean, theirs tend to really meet the mark, whereas I feel like the other ones kind of are over ambitious and kind of do some weird things. But I just feel like this is just a tremendous game from the looks of it. So let's go through the story mode here, and we'll take a look, and I'll pause whenever I want to point something out. Alright, first thing I want to point out here is the annoying yuppie haircut this guy's got. I mean, this is like one of those, it's 2019. I mean, first of all, nobody in any armed forces is rolling out like they just, like they're going for a jog in, like, in their, like, multi-million-dollar Palo Alto neighborhood with their AirPods. I mean, that's kind of where it looks like this guy's coming from, alright? I'm not sure. This guy doesn't look like he'd make it on the front line. This guy looks like, like he just asked you to hold his place in the checkout at Whole Foods, all right? Like, this guy, not too sure about that, but, I digress. Okay, so we're clearly in the Middle East. I mean, this is, it looks like, a U.S. Base in the Middle East. Of course, we know the setting for this. It has to do with Syria and Afghanistan and, sort of real life, oftentimes very tragic conflicts that are going on, from a humanitarian standpoint over the last, 5 years or so. Just real world stuff. I'm not saying, like, and there's a flip side of this where it's like that's kind of inappropriate setting for a game, but at the same time, this is not necessarily that's what people want, but it's just, and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching from my soapbox here, but like people don't really think about what's going on in this part of the world. I mean, even today, you just don't even hear about it. And, this is a setting where, this game is an opportunity not only to be commercially successful, popular, and a fun game to play, but at the same time, it can really capture a moment, not necessarily in history, but, in culture, in world events. That's really it, because it's interesting because no other games really tend to do that. I mean, they kind of toe the line, like events in different games, they kind of happen like tangentially to what's going on in the world. Like even the Call of Duty games are always like fake enemies and things like that. And it seems like this game here, they're really going for it with this one, which is an interesting change of pace that I think people wanted. Okay, so you can see we're landing the special forces in the base. I just also want to point out here, and you can see it here, the graphics are freaking amazing. Captain Price! Captain Price! So he's back. I don't know if you're going to hear it, because I don't know how the audio is going to end up working when I edit this thing. I don't think I'm just going to end up playing the straight up... sorry, I'm going to text here. I don't think I can just play the audio outright. So there's that. So you're just going to think, I mean, you probably watched the trailer at this point. I mean, you can probably hear might be able to hear the audio a little bit. For some reason, Captain Price's voice is different. I think it's a different voice actor, which I don't really care. I mean, whatever. For Captain friggin' Price, look at this. So Captain Price, and we don't know the whole story yet, like the plot, but he's in the Middle East. He's clearly teaming up to go, whatever I'm not sure if, like, this picks up after the last game, after the Modern Warfare 3, or if it's just a new plot, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like, this guy didn't just come in and out of nowhere. Like, obviously, there's a backstory to this guy, but I don't know if they're picking up where they left off, or it's just the same guy. He's, like, this guy's still going strong, and we're just, the world's moved on to the next conflicts, unfortunately. So he's here at this base, and I don't know, you're teaming up with Price, and we're going in and we're catching some bad guys in the Middle East. It's obviously a different voice.
This is bigger now.
So we'll just back it up a little bit here. Oh my god, when does this game come out? Hold on a minute, hold on, I gotta look this up. Modern Warfare, I think that's October 25th, is that right? Release date, September... No, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it is October 25th. The first thing that came up was September 12th. I was like, no, it hasn't come out yet. Google's inaccurate. October 25th. Okay, so, there you go. October 25th, this thing comes out, and I cannot wait to play this friggin' game. Holy smokes, this looks amazing. I don't even know what platform I'm getting it for. I don't want to buy a new Xbox, because I have the S, but I don't want to get the X, because the new one's coming out next year, and why would I do that? Alright, so this is clearly, if you've seen the news, or like you watched 60 Minutes or whatever, I mean, this is clearly like a U.S. Army base here, and they're looking at drones, all real-life stuff that goes on. So we're looking at a drone here, obviously, like ISIS stuff, clearly. Okay, so you got this, a bomber here, and some kind of European plane. I mean, in the last 4 years, this stuff's happened, unfortunately, in the world, and so it looks like they're kind of...
They could be anywhere.
We need to move
fast. It's a new voice actor.
A business trip.
Okay, and then that's obviously it's not obvious really, but this is obviously Syria. It's obviously not looking super great here. It is a Russian, basically the Russian equivalent of a warthog. I believe it's called a frog foot. So as you might remember, 4 years ago, the Russians went into Syria to try to prop up Assad. Obviously, the collateral damage of that is, from a humanitarian perspective, just even more violence. So that's clearly part of the setting here. You can see, I don't know if this is like ISIS or what this is supposed to be here. I mean, it's pretty rough, but, again, they're including it in the game. The graphics look freaking unbelievable. Now, I'm not sure, this has to be on Windows, except there is like a little PlayStation logo here, so I mean, I'm assuming this is on, it's probably on PlayStation Pro. I'm probably going to get it for Windows, just because I'm not buying a console the year before it's obsolete. So anyways, as you can see here, that's where we're at. Okay, so here's Price, who... I don't know if who is the voice... I think the voice actor was Craig Fairbrass, I think was the guy's name. Let me just look this up. Craig Fairbrass. Yeah, here. Is he dead? No. Yeah, Wikipedia. He's still alive. Go to filmography. Alright, let's see here. Would it be in filmography? Television. Hold on a second. Games. Here it is. He was... Oh, wait, no. He was Gaz. Alright, hold on a minute. Who was Captain... Whatever. The point being, it's not the same dude's voice. What's going on with this guy's leg? In this boot? What is this? Kind of a weird proportion here. So he goes into some Middle Eastern place, and he's, like, hollering at his boy. Or his gal, apparently, because, it's 2019, so, that would be problematic if it was just all a bunch of his guys.
I need your help.
Alright, so now we're in the Middle East. These are rebels, clearly. This is pretty unfortunate. That looks like it's coming straight from the TV.
If you stay, we can help you.
That's very much Syria. That's her. Okay, again, this guy here. I don't know if this guy's like fresh off the Rogaine or like what. He's just extremely well-coiffed facial hair, kind of unrealistic, but it's 2019, so it's kind of what we're dealing with.
Yelling out to him.
All right, so now we're gonna go fight. I don't know if they're like Russians or whatever. Like, we're gonna go fight, like, ISIS people, apparently.
For human life. We live like this
This looks like it could be a Hollywood movie. This guy's getting whacked. Okay, this lady here, we don't know who it is. These are like the friggin' backyardigans or somebody. Okay, all right, look at this. Look at the facial hair on this guy. I might change my mind and not buy the game just because of this guy's ridiculous, you know, overly coiffed 2019 yuppie hairdo. Like, this is... Go to the Middle East. Show me where you find this guy. All right, where is the Whole Foods in you know, Sadr City? There isn't one. Okay, I'm not one of these realistic people, but I mean, this looks like... All right, I don't want to get like... This is kind of an issue, okay? Like, this is one of these... this is one of the things people complain about, all right? This dude here is okay. This lady's okay. This girl's okay. But these two guys here look like they work at the Apple store in, like, San Bernardino. Like, they don't... It's not... And I think, honestly, what it has to do with more than, like, any sort of, like, you know, social message they're trying to make. I think it just has to do with the fact that they use motion capture, and the actors that they get are actually those types of people, and so the motion capture... You know, that's just sort of, you know, what you get here. You know, that's how they're going to look.
And we're at war.
So this says U.S. Embassy in Urzikstan. Now, pardon my ignorance. Is Urzikstan a real place? Urzikstan. Let me go on Google. I mean, they still may have yet gone to a fake location here. Stan. Nope, it's a fictional country featured in Call of Duty. Yeah, okay, so it's not... Alright, so they are using stand-ins for some of these things. Okay. Pretty realistic sounding name. Alright, embassy. So now it's like, I don't know, is this like Iran? I mean, again, these are all kind of running tensions in the news. This does kind of look like the Iran hostage situation here.
Now we need a new extraction point fast. Save yourself.
Okay, so you got this guy here who could be straight from Gitmo, this guy, straight from Guantanamo Bay, clearly. You know, I don't know what's going on with his eyes. The beard is another... What is it with the facial hair in this game? It's like unbelievably, you know, just happening with these beards. I don't know. So, and there you have it. And then, so anyways, this guy here...
Join us.
You know, there's some kind of thing to this that we don't really understand. There's tensions among these people. We're at some kind of embassy that's under siege. This guy's got like his Real Madrid jersey or whatever the hell that is.
But we are all killers here.
Okay.
No?
How about you, Captain?
Captain Price, still this guy, just ageless.
Are you gonna let them die?
The Kremlin has suspended all deconfliction.
Okay, hold on. I want to hear that line there. Somebody suspended a deconfliction channel. Let me hear this. No, back it up.
All deconfliction channels. The Kremlin has
Okay, I can't tell. Maybe are there captions here? Let me see. Subtitles aren't here. The famine has suspended. Okay, so there's a. Okay, well, yeah, that's another thing that's going on in the Middle East. Okay, tremendous graphics here. They're bombing some kind of plant factory. Okay, so now we've got U.S. Army person, this lady who we don't really know who she's with. It's kind of unclear.
Are now in the wild. Fix it.
Okay, so now we're doing some more Black Ops stuff, as you can see here. Getting locked and loaded.
Draw the line. No time. Stop. Wherever.
Okay, all right. This guy here looks legit like Julian Edelman. Let's just point that out. Having a good time with the facial hair. Okay, I don't know where this guy. She looks like the lady from Jurassic Park. You know, like the ditzy like biologist or whatever.
You speak for yourself.
This is crazy.
Yeah, but we're a little crazy, aren't we?
Okay, okay. Let's just go back and just remark at how this. So we just dropped this thing off a drone and managed to hit a helicopter. More chaos.
The rules of engagement have changed. If you can't identify the target,
Okay, that's
you are
cliched.
the target.
Alright, so there you go. So Captain Price has seemed to have, like, not only got a new voice actor, but is, like, younger somehow. I don't know. I don't know. Must be something in the water with this guy. Alright, anyway, so there you go. Modern Warfare, story mode trailer. I didn't do anything on the multiplayer just because it's kind of... It's one of these, like, fungible things where it's, like, you know, I don't know, multiplayer. It's like, what am I going to say that a million other people aren't going to, you know what I mean? It's just a multiplayer mode. It's not, there's no story necessarily, nothing really to unpack. It's just another, you know, pew, 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 you know, one of these things. So anyways, there you go. I'm super excited about this game. I think this is probably going to be the best one they've done since, I don't know, because then that kind of gets subjective. It's the best one they've done in a long time. I really like the look of this game. All right, guys, well, there you have it. October 25th, the game will come out, and we'll be rolling with it. It looks really fun. So other than that, until next time, that'll do for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.